What's up guys, welcome back to the den. In today's video I want to talk about Pharrell's rich history in sneakers. Billionaire Boys Club just celebrated its 20-year anniversary and Pharrell is about to reveal his first collection with Louis Vuitton later this month, so I thought it was a perfect time to make a video about his sneaker history. Before I get into the video, thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. If you enjoy my content, as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Although for the last decade, Pharrell has been with Adidas and certainly hasn't had the same impact on sneaker culture as other personalities like Virgil, Kanye, or Travis, Pharrell's imprint on sneaker culture goes way back to the early 2000s, which is a Pharrell era that many still idolize to this day. From Nike to Adidas, Reebok to Bape, Skateboard P pretty much has done it all, and I can't wait to uncover all of this. Alright, let's get started. This pair of Dunks was Pharrell's first sneaker to his name. In 2003-2004, Nike ran a program called the Artist Series, where 3 influential artists got to design their own sneaker. Pharrell's group NERD, which stands for No One Ever Really Dies, resulted in this Nike Dunk High in this black, silver, and red colorway. The pair is made of this basketball-like black leather material, which Pharrell said was supposed to be a bit different in his interview with Complex.
The shoe turned out good. But what I wanted to do was had more texture.
A silver swoosh, red hits on the laces, and the NERD branding on the heel as well as on the tongue. And the outsole is kind of translucent. The production date on the pair is May 2003. Each pair of these Dunks is individually numbered out of 1,050 pairs, so it's numbered here on the tongue. So this pair of Dunks is just a regular Dunk. It's not a Nike SB. I did used to think that the NERD Dunks were Nike SBs, much like other music-related Dunk collaborations such as the De La Souls, Dinosaur Juniors, and the MF Dooms, which the NERDs kind of remind me of. I posted a comparison of these two pairs on Instagram a couple months back. They have a very similar construction, from the red laces, the mainly black upper, the translucent soles, and even the shape. I mean, the tongue on the MF Dooms is not a fat tongue. Technically, it has pretty much the same attributes as a regular Dunk, so that's why I used to think that those were Nike SBs. By the way, like in all my videos, the pairs that I go through are usually for sale on my website on sneakerden.com. Make sure to check it out if there's any pairs that you see in this video that you're interested in, and you can also hit me up on Instagram. Coming back to those and the Artist Series, there's actually a tag on the right shoe which explains the Artist Series. So it says Nike invited 3 personalities per collection to express themselves through product design. All of our personalities join Nike and its retailers in donating all profits to a charity of their choice. I actually didn't know that. And the other 2 pairs in the Artist Series were a pretty random Air Rift by Halle Berry, who's a famous actress, and I have the third one, which is an Air Force 2 by Steve Espo Powers, who's a graffiti artist from Philadelphia, a very close friend of Ari, who made the Ari Menthols, and this is the pair, so it's in pretty bad condition. This was the first ever see-through sneaker that Nike made, so pretty legendary sneaker. I don't have the box for the NERD Dunks, but they came in a similar box like this one. Socks that are dead stock, and this pair is really cool. There's full of messages kind of similar to the Ari Menthol. I'll definitely make a video about these at some point. So that pretty much sums up Pharrell's history with Nike, but it was definitely only the beginning in his sneaker journey, which quickly brought him to another dominant brand at the time, Reebok.
This is not based on me being an entertainer. This is based on me, fulfilling a childhood dream.
In June of 2003, so exactly 20 years ago, Pharrell and Nigo had just launched their new brand, at the time Billionaire Boys Club. The brand was actually revealed for the very first time in Pharrell's front-end music video. Ice Cream, which was kind of a parallel sub-brand of BBC, actually launched 1 year later and was more sneaker and skateboard oriented. So in 2004, Ice Cream partnered with Reebok to produce their own line of ice cream sneakers. Reebok at the time was definitely a pioneering brand in the game, especially in terms of partnering with influential music artists such as Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and obviously Pharrell. So this model was the first ice cream sneaker. They were seen for the very first time on Pharrell's feet at a music festival in May 2004, and the sneakers were were also teased in the Drop It Like It's Hot video, where they were famously blurred. A lot of people definitely thought that the fact that they blurred the sneakers out was to create more hype around it, but actually Pharrell mentioned in the Complex interview that it wasn't his choice and that it was more an issue with licensing and branding. I actually found a non-blurred version of the clip.
See these ice cubes, see these ice creams,
which shows that Pharrell was actually wearing the Busy Workshop version, which is very similar to this one, but in silver instead of white. And in summer of 2004, Pharrell and Nigo actually held a press conference to officially reveal the ice cream sneakers to the press.
These are like collectibles. I mean, if you notice, like every detail on this shoe is covered. The bottom of the shoe, like who can see through the bottom of their shoes? Like what other like shoe company does that?
So the official name of this model is the Flavor, but it's often nicknamed the Boutique because it was only sold in pretty exclusive shops rather than generalist sneaker stores. The silhouette on this pair is obviously nothing new. It's very similar to a Stan Smith, but the pretty high $200 retail was justified by the desire of bringing a more luxury feel to sneakers. So at that legendary press conference were revealed 3 colorways of the ice creams. I actually have 2 of them. Obviously this one, which is probably the most recognizable and most classic ice cream sneaker. There was a black version and there was also a cream and navy version, which is maybe a bit less popular. Pharrell and Nigo were actually wearing this colorway on feet. Each of these 3 colorways was numbered out of 3,000 pairs, and they came in these special boxes. Attention to packaging is awesome. The ice cream inspiration is super cool, and you have a few accessories. So this is a shoehorn, but representing the spoon that you'd use to eat your ice cream. You have an extra pair of laces in this little box here. King of Creams, who's a crazy ice cream collector, mentioned that this could kind of represent toppings that you'd add on your ice cream. The only 2 colorways that might be more popular and sought after than this one would be the silver pair that Pharrell is wearing in the Drop It Like It's Hot video, which is limited to 170 pairs. And there's another one which is a gold and pink pair, which is the Colette exclusive, and that one is pretty much unfindable. But there were a bunch of other colorways that are easier to find and a bit less iconic than those. And they all had different prints on the upper. So the classic is this diamond and dollar print, but there's a bunch of other ones. So all of that started in 2004, and after about a year of collaboration, Pharrell actually sued Reebok for quality standard issues in the production. That was resolved amicably, and because Reebok still had the ice cream license, there were 2 other models that released between 2006 and 2007. And this is when the more skate-specific pairs came to fruition, the Board Flip 1 and the Board Flip 2. Much like Dunks at the time, the board flips oftentimes ended up on sale racks for like $30 to $50 after retailing for $80. So very different from the boutiques, which retailed at $200. I personally really love the Board Flip 1. It kind of reminds me of an Adidas Samba or another classic silhouette with this kind of toe box. The most classic colorway is definitely this one, which is nicknamed the Watermelon colorway. This is the box that the board flips came in. So again, not as premium as the boutiques. Pretty standard box with obviously some ice cream branding, but other than that, nothing crazy. There's 2 pairs that I wanted to mention alongside these. There's this pair of Vans by Tyler the Creator. Tyler is definitely known for being a huge Pharrell and ice cream fan. So when he did this collaboration with Vans, the Golf Wang collab, there were a few colorways, and this one definitely screams ice cream. So I thought it was pretty cool to mention those. Also available on my website. These are a size 8.5 US, and you might recognize this box, the recent Adidas Gucci collab. These gazelles with the pink and green. Again, even the shape of the toe box is pretty similar. So obviously the gazelle is a classic Adidas silhouette. I just wanted to make that parallel between these 3 pairs. I really love seeing them side by side, and this kind of shows Pharrell's impact in terms of colors and what he's done with ice cream. That whole era with Bape, super colorful sneakers, definitely had a major impact. I actually have quite a few board flips colorways, so let me guys know which ones are your favorite. We got this black, charcoal, and pink colorway, blue, purple, and yellow. Got this black, orange, and baby blue. This is definitely one of my favorites, blue, maroon, and yellow. This is a super rare colorway, yellow and different shades of pink. This is kind of the reverse of the watermelon. So you got the 2 side by side right here, classics. There's also this pair, gray and raspberry. This one has a different branding on the tongue. It says TK, which stands for Terry Kennedy, who was the captain of the Ice Cream skateboard team. So Ice Cream was kind of similar to Nike SB in that sense, where they partnered with professional skateboarders and had a whole team making videos to promote the brand. This gray, yellow, and orange pair. And one of the dopest ones as well, the full canary yellow. So let me guys know in the comments which one of these is your favorite. I would say the watermelon is the most eye-catching to me, but yeah, let me guys know. And also don't forget, all of these are available on sneakerden.com, so go check it out. These are super cool pairs. You don't see anyone wearing them, pretty affordable, and yeah, you can definitely make some crazy outfits with those. And actually, in my hunt for all these ice creams, I did end up getting a pair of fakes, which I didn't think was possible given those were like discounted at outlets and stuff, but I did some research and realized that this pair was definitely fake. The quality is just not there, but the colorway is pretty cool. If you guys think that I should give these away, if you want them, comment them, maybe I'll give them away. Definitely can be selling those, but yeah, it's still pretty cool to show a fake pair of Ice Cream board flip 1s. The board flip 2 is definitely less popular than the board flip 1, although there were a few classic colorways as well. And actually, we all know this iconic picture of Virgil, Kanye, Don C, and company. And if you look closely, Virgil is actually wearing a pair of board flip 2 in the full yellow colorway. So that definitely kind of adds to the story behind this model. And although Pharrell and Nigo weren't technically involved with the Ice Cream sneakers anymore because of the whole lawsuit, they were actually wearing them on a very regular basis and representing the brand. So the whole Ice Cream Reebok era was from 2004 to 2007, and in 2019 Reebok and Ice Cream teamed up again on a few Reebok classic silhouettes, including the Allen Iversons, paying homage to the original Ice Cream colorways. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the Reebok Pharrell era, and it only made sense for Pharrell, given his super close friendship with Nigo, to eventually work with a Bathing Ape. Alright, now let's talk about Bape. Ever since Pharrell and Nigo became friends, Pharrell definitely became one of the main faces of Bape in terms of celebrities wearing the brand. In 2005, Pharrell released a new album called In My Mind, of which the cover was a Bape-generated cartoon version of Pharrell. So here it is. So this is a Bathing Ape Roadster. The Roadster debuted in 2006. I believe it was with the Pharrell colorways. There were 3 versions of this. I have 2 of them. I actually just found the 3rd version, but I didn't get it in time for the video. There's this mainly purple and pink and green colorway. Then you got this kind of reverse version of this one. So both of them, you can see, have the Pharrell cartoon embroidery on the heel. And then the 3rd version is kind of the most different out of the 3, with a mainly blue and red colorway with some pink hits. And you might have actually seen the Roadster being recently revived by Bape. So there was a 10-year hiatus of the model, and actually the first 3 colorways that Bape released, I think it was about a year ago, were clearly inspired by the Pharrell Roadsters. This is one of them. I caught this one as a personal, and this one is definitely referencing the colorway that I'm missing. I'll definitely post some pics of the real Pharrell Roadster trio when I get it in hand. But yeah, I got these for myself, wore them a couple times, but they are definitely a hard shoe to pull off. It's definitely inspired by Nike. You got the air bubble. There was also a NERD Bapesta. I don't have this one. It was only limited to 100 pairs with the NERD branding on the heel, just like the Dunks. And now let's move on to the last brand. So fast forward to 2014, Pharrell begins his long-standing collaboration with Adidas. The first notable Adidas project that Pharrell worked on was the Super Color Pack, which I think some of you might remember. There were 50 solid colorways of the Adidas Superstar in kind of a rainbow range of colors. I wasn't into sneakers at the time at all, but it was my final year at high school, and I remember all these Superstars being available in the Adidas original stores, and I was actually pretty tempted to getting one. Like, there was a khaki kind of brownish colorway that I really messed with, but I never ended up getting a pair. Just to show Pharrell's huge impact, the Adidas Superstar was actually Adidas's most sold silhouette in 2015. In 2015 as well, Pharrell and Adidas worked on a pair of Stan Smiths in in ponytail material, which referenced this shoe, which was pretty cool. The pair of Stan Smiths is also covered in diamonds and dollars with a pink midsole and outsole. The boutique is a Stan Smith-like shoe. The fact that Pharrell ended up working on an actual Stan Smith with this colorway is pretty cool. Moving on to 2016, we saw the rise of the NMD, with Pharrell obviously greatly contributing to the hype behind that new silhouette through the Human Race NMD series. I think if I have to mention one pair, it would have to be the Chanel Pharrell, which at the time was reselling for upwards of $10,000 and really set a precedent in terms of sportswear and luxury colliding. Obviously in the recent years, we saw the Dior Jordan 1s, Louis Vuitton Air Force 1s, Gucci Gazelles, the Prada Superstars, but in 2016 when Pharrell made that Chanel Adidas collaboration happen, that was definitely a huge deal in sneaker history. I won't get into the more recent Pharrell Adidas projects, as I always prefer focusing on the older stuff and I'm also not too knowledgeable on it, but that pretty much wraps up Pharrell's history in sneakers. Now Pharrell has joined Louis Vuitton to replace Virgil as the men's creative director. When I saw the news, I thought that was a great choice both for LV and Pharrell. Let me guys know in the comments what you think. I think Pharrell has a similar ability as Virgil to unite the worlds of high fashion and streetwear. I'm super excited to see the first Pharrell LV collection. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, always goes a long way. Let me know what was your favorite pair that I showed in the video. I always reply to comments and I always appreciate it. See you guys in the next video, and peace.